morning to all. I am Sakshi Sharma from NIT Pharmacy Institute. Today I am going to teach you about the definition and the basic knowledge of teratogenicity and the mutagenicity. So I shall proceed. So first of all we have to study what about the teratogenicity. Teratogenicity Teratogenicity, it is the ability to cause a development of any kind of abnormalities in the fetus. When there is any kind of abnormalities can be seen in the fetus from mother to the fetus, this is known as the teratogenic effect. Okay, the things that can be causes the development of some kind of abnormalities are known as the teratogens, and they include things like virus or chemicals, radiation, through any kind, through any means of virus, through any means of chemicals, or through any means of radiations that can be transferred from the mother to the fetus. They may produce some of the teratogenic effects in that fetus, or some kind of abnormalities can be seen further in the fetus. Okay, the study of these teratogenicity, it is known as the teratology. Now, the capacity of a drug that will causes any kind of fetal abnormalities when these teratogenic agents, they may either the drugs, okay, because we are very much cautioned during the the patient or the physician, they have to be taken very much caution during the gestation period, the drug which is administered by the mother, because the drug which will the mother the administer, they may produces the effect to the fetus also. So the capacity of any kind of drug that will produces or that will causes the fetal abnormalities when administered to the pregnant mother, they may produces the teratogenic effect to the fetus. Okay. Now, the placenta, there is a connection between the mother to the fetus through the placenta. The placenta does not produces any kind of the strict barriers, and any drug can crosses it to a greater or a lesser extent. Okay. Any kind of the drugs which we are giving to the mother, they will easily crosses this placenta barrier. Okay, and when they will cross this placenta barrier, they will produces the abnormalities to the fetus. And the embryo, this is the one of the most dynamic biological system. Now, if we see about the teratogenicity, the period, the strength, and the key events. Okay, sorry. Now, if we divide the gestation period, the 9 month of the mother, the zygote will produces after that the embryo and the fetus. Okay, this is according to the 9th month gestation period of the mother. How the fetus it will get developed, and what are the various stages coming in this gestation period. First of all, in the lengthen, if we talk about the 2 weeks, this is known as if the baby or the fetus it is of the 2 weeks, it is known as the zygote, and the key events are the fertilization, implantation, and the start of the placenta. It will grow starting. Okay, second one, after the 6 weeks of the pregnancy, this is known as the embryo, in which the arms, legs, face, organs, the muscles all will develop. The baby's muscles, face, organ, they will develop at the 6 weeks of the pregnancy, in which this is known as the embryonic period or the embryo, and the heartbeat begins to beating at the 6 weeks. Now, the last week is the 30th week, fetus growth and finishing. After that, the fetus it will get produced, and this is after completing the 9 month, which is the 30 weeks, and there is a proper growth and the maturation of that baby can be occur, growth and finishing. This is the stages of the fetus development. Now, the teratogenic, I have told you earlier that the teratogenic effects can be seen to the patient, or sorry, to the fetus, either through the radiation means or some of the alcohol, some of the drugs, they may produce a teratogenic effect to the fetus. If during the pregnancy, the woman it is taking any kind of the drug or the alcohol or the hormones, cigarettes, German measles, and the lead mercury, these are the heavy metals. If the pregnant woman, they are consuming any kind of the heavy metal, if they are consuming the alcohol or the drugs, hormones, cigarette, these these substances, they will easily crosses the placenta barrier, okay, because this is a barrier between the substances and the fetus, okay. So this is the barrier between the mother and the fetus. So these substances, they will easily crosses these barrier, placenta barrier, and these substances, they may produces a further harmful effect to the fetus. Now the teratogenicity, drugs that can affect the fetus at the 3 stages. First one is the first stages is known as the fertilization or the implantation stage, in which the conception to 17 days, unnoticed failure of the pregnancy, either there is a miscarriage can be seen in that pregnant woman, okay, or second one is the organogenesis, 18 to 55 days of gestation, most valuable. These are the most vulnerable period of the pregnant woman, 18 to 55 days. Between 18 to 55 days, deformities are produced in that patient, in that fetus. If I have told you that if the woman is consuming any kind of these substances, they may produces the deformities in the fetus. Third one is the growth and development phase, which is the 56 days. After 56 days, the proper growth and the development can be seen in the patient. There is a onward development and functional abnormalities can be occur, like if we are seeing for the example like ACE inhibitors, like acetylcholine inhibitors, they may produce the hypoplasia in the organs, or like the lungs and the kidney in that fetus, okay. Now the type of the malformation depend upon the drug as well as the stages at which the exposure of the teratogen occur, because all teratogenic agent, they have to produces their effect at the particular stage. If for example, if they are producing any, if the mother is taking any kind of drug, suppose any kind of ACE inhibitors or any kind of drug, means these ACE inhibitor, they will produces the effect to the fetus at what stages, okay. So the type of the malformation, they will depend on the drugs, they will either depend on the drug, or they will also depend on the exposure time or the exposure period of that mother or that fetus, okay. The fetal exposure depend on the blood level or the duration for which the drug remains in the maternal circulation, because we know that if the drugs we are administering any kind of the drug they will directly go to the blood circulations, okay. So the fetal teratogenic effect can also be seen through the circulation. If the blood is in the maternal circulation, they will produces the effect to the patient, or they will produces the abnormalities to the fetus. So the half life of that drug it is also important for the teratogenic effect. Fourth one is the teratogenic potential of the drug. It is to be considered against the background of the congenital abnormalities. Now these are some of the drugs and the human teratogenic effect. First of all, this is a very important drug, the thalidomide. Thalidomide, it is withdrawn from the market. The thalidomide, they may produces the very teratogenic effect to the fetus, like phosomelia, multiple defects can be seen in the internal organs of the fetus. Second one, some of the anti-cancer drug like methotrexate, it is a antifolate drugs, okay. So these anti-cancer drugs, they will produces a cleft palate to the patient, to the fetus, and there is a multiple effect and the fetal death. After some time, the fetal death can be seen while consuming these anti-cancer drugs. So these anti-cancer drugs, they cannot be consumed during the pregnancy, okay. Third one in the androgens, some of the androgens, and they may produces the effect like ventilation, limb, esophageal, cardiac defects can be seen in the fetus. Progesterone, if the mother is consuming the progesterone, they may produces the effect like ventilation of the female fetus. Stilbestrol, it is a drug category of the steroidal drugs, okay. If the mother is consuming these stilbestrol during the gestation period, they may produces the vaginal carcinoma, means the carcinoma in the teenage female female offspring. Vaginal carcinoma can be seen. Tetracycline, it is also a very important antibiotics. Okay, this antibiotic, they may produces the produces the decreases the protein synthesis in the bacteria. Okay, this tetracycline, if the mother is consuming during the gestation period, if the mother is consuming the tetracycline, they may produces the discoloration or the deformities. There is a discoloration of the teeth can be seen in the fetus. Okay, now the warfarin, it is a coumarin derivative. Okay, if the mother is consuming the warfarin, there is a depressed nose, eyes and hand defect, or there is growth retardations can be seen. Phenytoin, it is an anti-epileptic drugs. They may produces the hypoplastic phalanges, cleft lip, palate, microcephaly can be seen. Phenobarbital, various malformation can be seen. Carbamazepine, neural tube defect or assorted abnormalities. Valporate, spinal bifida and other neural defect or heart or abnormal limb abnormalities. Alcohol, there is a low IQ level of the baby gets low if the mother is consuming the alcohol during the gestation period or during the 9 period. Growth retardation or a fetal alcohol syndromes can be seen. ACE inhibitors, I have previously told you that the ACE inhibitor, they may produce the hypoplasia effect in the organs, and there is a growth retardation in the fetal loss can be seen. Lithium, it is a heavy metal. There is a fetal goiter, cardiac and other abnormalities can be seen in the fetus. If anti-thyroid drugs are consuming by the pregnant woman, they may produce a fetal goiter and hypothyroidism. There is a decrease in the thyroid gland. Hypothyroidism condition can be seen in the fetus. If indomethacin, aspirin, they may produce the premature closure of the ductus areolus. This is a indomethacin or aspirin side effects, teratogenic effect, and isotretinoin. This is a defect in the heart, and the CNS defects can be seen in the fetus. Okay, now the drug category, these are the, we have to divide the drug category according to A, B, C, D, X. As per the US FDA guidelines, we have to divide the risk category of the drug according to the category of A, B, C, D, X. A means no risk, B means no evidence of risk, there is no evidence of the risk found in the mother. C is the risk cannot be ruled out. D is the benefit may outweigh potential risks. X is the contraindicated. The contraindicated drugs which are not given during the pregnancy. First one is the A, which is the no risk. There is a adequate study. What is a risk category of the drug during the pregnancy? A means adequate study in the pregnant woman have failed to demonstrate the risk to the fetus. There is no risk to the fetus while consuming these drugs like injection of magnesium sulfate or thyroxine. B category means there is no evidence which is found by consuming these drugs in the humans. There is no evidence found yet. Okay, so these drugs in the adequate human studies are lacking, but animal studies have failed to demonstrate that. Animal studies are failed, but these adequate human studies are going on. Okay, or adequate studies in the pregnant woman have failed to demonstrate a risk. Abnormals, these toxicity studies are not seen in the pregnant women's, but animal studies have shown some of, but if we are producing some, these effect in the animal, they may produce some of the effect. The pregnant species can show some of the effect, but the human volunteers, in the human volunteers, there is no risk factors can be seen by consuming these drugs like penicillin V, like amoxicillin, like cofactors, erythromycin, paracetamol, lidocaine. Okay, now the C is the risk cannot be ruled out. No adequate studies in pregnant women and animal studies are lacking or have shown in adverse effect can be seen on the fetus, but potential benefit may warrant use of drugs in the pregnant woman despite the potential risk. Like we can use a morphine, codeine, atropine, corticosteroids, adrenaline, thiopentine, bupivacaine. This comes under the category of the C. Now the fourth one is the D, benefit may outweigh weigh potential risk. These are the, there is a evidence of the, there is some of the evidence by using these D category in the human fetal risk, but the potential benefit from use of the drugs may be acceptable, but they have some of the potential uses, so we can easily neglect the risk factor from these drugs. Okay, like aspirin, phenytoin, carbamazepine, valproate, lorazepam, methotrexate. These are the some of the drug categories which are coming under the D category. Now the X category is that these are the contraindicated drug. They are not giving, they may produce some of the contraindications, or they may alter the drug effect, or they may produce some of the other contraindicated effect in the mother and the fetus. Students in animals or the student in animals or humans have demonstrated the fetal abnormality and potential risk clearly outweighed possible benefit like estrogen, tretinoin, or argometrin, thalidomide. Thalidomide, I have told you previously, told you that thalidomide, it is withdrawn from the market because this may produce some of the higher risk abnormalities to the fetus. Now, teratogenicity, therefore, to avoid all the drugs during the pregnancy unless compelling the reasons exist for their use regardless of the assigned pregnancy category, the frequency of the spontaneous as well as the drug induced malformation, especially neural tube defect. Neural tube defect, it is mainly seen through the drugs like sodium valproate. They may reduce by folate therapy. These neural tube defect, they can be reduced by using the some of the folate therapy during the pregnancy. Now, what are the teratogenic mechanism for how these teratogenic effects they may produce, like the folate teratogenic mechanism like folate antagonist, neuronal crest cell disruption, endocrine disruption, oxidative stress, vascular disruption, and specific receptor enzyme mediated teratogenicity. So, these all about the teratogenicity. What are the various drugs which are mainly used for the producing the teratogenic effect in the patient, in the fetus. Okay, now these teratogenic effect, they may produce some of the harmful abnormalities to the fetus. Okay, the main important anti-cancer methotrexate, I have told you that methotrexate, this is the mainly produces a cleft palate and the multiple defect and the fetal death can be seen in the patient. So, these drugs, they may be avoided by the these mother, and they may be avoided by the physician because the physician, they will not prescribe these drugs during the pregnancy because they may further produces some of the abnormalities to the fetus, and they may producing some of the defects to the patient, to the fetus. Now, I have told you about the teratogenic mechanism of the mechanism like the folate antagonist means the methotrexates and the neuronal crest cell disruption, endocrine disruption, oxidative stress can be occurred through which the fetus defects can be seen, vascular disruption or specific receptor sites in which the drug they will get bind with the specific receptor and they will produce some of the defects to the patient, to the fetus. Enzyme mediated teratogenesis, like some of the enzyme mediated drugs can be given, they may alter the enzyme activity and they may produces the teratogenic effect to the fetus. Now, I have told you about the teratogenic. Now, the second one is the mutagenicity. Mutagenicity, I have told you in the previous lectures about the carcinogenicity and the genotoxicity. Mutagenicity comes under a mutation. Mutation when there is a changes in the DNA, when there is any kind of the change can be seen in the DNA part, this is known as the mutation, and in which we have to study about the point mutation, in which there is a change is a specific part of the DNA, at a specific point of the DNA there is a changes can be seen, it is known as the point mutation. Mutagenicity, it is referred to the induction of the permanent changes in the information content of the genetic material. When there is a induction of, there is a permanent permanent changes in the, because genetic material, you all know, these genetic material, they have to be get transferred from the parents to their offspring, because these genetic materials are very much important. When there is any kind of the permanent damage, or there is a alteration in the DNA gene, or there is a deletion in the DNA gene, they may produces a mutation in that individuals. Okay, so when there is this is mutagenicity, this is refers to a induction of the permanent changes. When there is a permanent changes can be seen in the information content of the genetic material, whether there is a different genetic material, it will pass from the parents to their offspring. They may produce some kind of other observation or other behavioral changes can be seen in the offsprings. Okay, mutation is the replacement of the nitrogen. What is mutation? I have told you that the mutation, when there is a change, where this is the DNA part, when there is any kind of the change in the base pairs of the DNA, or there is a change in any kind of the nucleotide or the nucleoside part, this produces the mutation. Mutation is the replacement of the nitrogen base. There is a various nitrogenous bases, ATGC, है ना. These, when there is any kind of changes can be seen in these adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. When there is a change can be seen in these nitrogenous base, they may produces the mutation, and they may produces the mutagenicity. Okay, so mutation is the replacement of the nitrogen base with another in one or both the strand, or addition or deletion. When the addition, either one gene can be edited, or one gene can be deleted, or in the base pair of the DNA molecule, this is known as the mutagenicity. Or the substance, some of the, there might be some of the chemicals or some of the agents which may produce, these are the mutagens. Okay, I have told you in the previous classes or the previous lectures about the mutagens, some of the mutagen agents or the mutagenic agents which produces the mutagenicity, or which may alter the DNA effect, or which may delete some of the DNA. These substances or the chemical which can induce the mutation are collectively known as the mutagens. These agents, they may alter the DNA sequence of the individual. Now, what are the classes of the mutation? If we talk about the classes about the mutation, they are the spontaneous mutation and induced mutation. What are spontaneous mutation? Spontaneous mutation are, they are mainly caused during the DNA replication. These spontaneous means achanak se, है ना. So these spontaneous mutation, they are mainly caused during the DNA replication, when the DNA they are replicating. Okay, when the replication means when they are producing their daughter nuclei or their daughter cells, or their from mother to offsprings. Okay, when these are replicating, these spontaneous mutations can be seen, or by incorporation of some of the incorrect nucleotide. When these some non incorrect nucleotide, they can be administered in these during the replication process, they may produces a spontaneous mutation. Second one is the spontaneous mutation, they occur by changes. When there is a change in the DNA sequence, it will get changed. This is known as the spontaneous mutation. Second one is the induced mutation. They are caused by the changes in DNA brought by due to some of the environmental factors. Due to some of the environment mutagens, they may alter the DNA function, or they may produce some kind of changes in the DNA. This is known as the induced. Induced means when we are inducing some of the agent from outside, these are the induced mutation. These are not producing by itself during any kind of the replication. These are induced either through the environmental factors, or through some of the mutagens, by any of the means. They may produces the DNA function, or they may alter the DNA function. This is known as the induced mutation. I have given you the example, like some of the UV lights, they may also produces the mutation, like IR radiations or UV radiation, they may alter the DNA sequence. Now, the types of the mutation, there are various type of the mutations can be seen. First one is the chromosomes mutation, when there is a changing the structure of the chromosome, loss or gain of part, when there is either the loss or either the gain of the, either there is gain of the chromosome, either there is loss of the chromosomes. This is known as the chromosome mutation. Okay, there is a changes in the chromosomal part of that individual. There is a 5 type exist from the chromosomal deletion. Deletion means when there is deletion of one of the chromosome number. Chromosome 23 pairs, when there is a deletion of one of the numbers, this is known as a deletion. Due to breakage a piece of the chromosome, there is one piece of the chromosome, they will get deleted. They may produce the mutation. Second one is the inversion. Inversion, chromosome segment breaks off and reattaches. Third one is the duplication, involves 2 chromosomes that are not homologous. Homologous means when they have a similar type of structure, similar type of action. So, duplication means involve 2 chromosomes that are, these are not homologous, 2 different kind of substances with different genetic material. They may involve with each other. The duplication will be occur, involve 2 chromosomes. These 2 chromosomes that are not homologous and that a part of one is transferred to the another part, they may produce some of the changes in the genetic material. Non-disjunction, failure of the chromosome to separate during meiosis. Meiosis and mitosis you have studied. Mitosis means when there is a 2 daughter cell producing, meiosis means when there is a 4 daughter cells are producing. This is also mutagenicity, deletion, inversion. Deletion when one of the chromosome it will get deleted. Okay, during the base pairing, when one of the chromosome number it will get deleted, this is known as the deletion. Inversion, when there is addition of one of the chromosome DNA, this is the duplication. Duplication, 2 different system which having the different type of the genetic material, they are not homologous with each other. And this is known as the duplication of the 6 nucleotide. Translocation, before translocation, this is after translocation, translocate with each other. Mutagenicity, there are very different in vivo methods which will mainly used for determining the mutagen: micronuclei test, dominant lethal test, common test. Micronuclei, this is a very important test. This is the in vitro micronuclei assay, can be used for mutagenicity. Therefore, deletion, the chemical which induce the formation of the small membrane bound DNA fragments. These micronuclei may originate from acentric fragments or whole chromosome which are unable to migrate with the rest of the chromosomes, and these micronuclei, they are arises from the chromosomal. These micronuclei, they are mainly arises from the chromosomal fragment. Means from the chromosomal fragment they are arises from these. If we are talking about these fragments, they are may arises from these fragments, and they are not incorporated. They are not, because we all know from the mother cell the daughter cells can be produced. Okay. So, these fragments, they are not incorporated into the daughter cell nuclei at mitosis, but they lack a centromere and not pulled to the appropriate pole. There is a spindle lining which is present at the middle. So, they are not get incorporated, they produces the appropriate pole of the spindle. Micronuclei test, this is a micronuclei test in which the mitosis, I have told you mitosis, there is a 2 daughter cells can be produced, fluorescence staining, then the fish probing with the pencentromeric probe, and the chromosomal breakage can be seen, and the loss of the chromosome, centromeres loss. Dominant, this is the second test, dominant lethal assay. This will indicate the genetic material that occurred in the structure or the numerical chromosome. This is a methodology, male mice and the male mated with groups. Now, this is the application, genetic toxicology, DNA damage can be in which we can use this mutagenicity, ecotoxicology, nutrition and hypoxia assessment. Thank you. I hope you all get the knowledge from this. Thank you so much.